If we need to edit something, we can. It's
Okay,
totally.
I'll try. I've never really like I always do my edit, so I think I'm good at talking, but I might mess up here or there, so I'll just repeat myself.
It's nope. Like I said, it's see yeah, right now. They do the same thing. It's whatever it needs to be. It is.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's don't feel any pressure. That's we can do live stuff, and I'm totally cool with it. But like Jimmy, my buddy that
Yeah.
I podcast with, he's like,
It's hard too
no
because
live.
you can't really save the lives in the best quality. Like if you want to clip, I mean, you can clip it, but like it's a little bit hard unless you're doing like Twitch or like even YouTube. I know
Yeah,
Facebook is like, don't even try.
don't even try. Yeah, that's why I always so in the broadcasting stuff, I always record it, and I'm streaming through. I have this whole other streaming system
Dang.
that has its own cellular modems, and there's like five different things that go into this little box right here. Five different internet sources, just so the stream doesn't drop.
Oh,
So it's like that. Plus, it's recorded. I put it all recorded on external hard drive, so it's
yeah,
got like
that's cool.
everything. So, and this is perfect. Like we're already rolling into the podcast.
Oh,
So
we are?
yeah, it's
Okay,
recording and we're going.
perfect.
So that's like the perfect little pre stuff. And
There we
welcome,
go.
welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm pretty excited. I like to talk, so this is perfect.
Yeah, this is our first time. My first time having somebody other than RC racing here. We do still have an RC racing banner. We raced this race last week, but I feel like gotta have something back there. So we're gonna have a John Candy Live one coming soon, and we're gonna
Cool.
have all kinds of stuff. We'll put Simpkins Racing on the banner, and we'll
Let's
all the
go.
all the
You're
guests and all the people that come support this. It's gonna go on there.
you're gonna have to get a wall of drivers and people to sign.
Absolutely, yeah. Or get the banner and like when they're here, just sign it, and then at the end of the year, like auction it off for something.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I'm pretty excited to be on here. I've been watching some of your stuff and it's pretty I mean, it's pretty good. Like especially with the reels and everything that you clip. I mean, that's every streamer does that and the ones that don't really do that well. So that's really cool and I can tell that you're getting a lot of traction, especially on the RC stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't really dove that deep into doing the big car stuff yet because we don't have content. I don't have my own content to clip yet,
Oh yeah.
and especially like doing the switch over to going to Santa Maria, and something that I'm super excited about this year. I just I'm not there, so I'm not there to get the content I want of the track building and the stuff that's going on with
Oh yeah.
Claiborne and stuff like the behind the scenes pre-race that I might have the opportunity to do like here local.
Yeah.
Kind of don't have that right now.
You know, I'm gonna have to start showing up to the races in Santa Maria early. I'm always about an hour late. Santa Maria is gonna be really cool, and you know the dirt track content in general. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen on the track. You might have the best battle ever, or you might have a driver getting out of his car and throwing obscene gestures at somebody. So it's gonna be cool, and there's something about dirt track racing that's so different than like most racing. Like you know, I go to asphalt tracks, and you know, asphalt races are good, especially the short track, but nothing compares to dirt. It's just that side by side, and you know you got the slide jobs. It's awesome.
I mean, you dabbled a little bit into some asphalt. I mean, if you want to say back in the mini dwarf days,
Oh,
right? Didn't you have a
I try to
little?
forget that. It's like I tried to dirt track it in. I still remember the feeling of my little go kart hopping, you know, and it's just that wasn't my venue. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's still like a. Does it give you a different kind of feeling of maybe of what like a super hooked up track would be if you're kind of on the asphalt stuff compared to completely all dirt?
You know, I think that might have helped me. In my American stocks, I probably drove it in the straightest out of a lot of the drivers. I mean, of course, some drivers would throw it in good, straight, but like there were some times where I was driving it in like NASCAR, you know, trail braking and everything, and most of those cars would end up being like thrown in, and it actually that's how I always drove. And when I got into sport mods, you know, I'm trying to drive it in straight, which you cannot do at all, and it was very obvious that I was doing that because it was not going in good at all that first couple practice sessions, but I finally figured it out and kind of lifted myself out of the driving it in straight and not being able to set the car right.
So that's got to be like the biggest adjustment is all that rear end movement, right? That
Oh,
three link suspension and that thing. It's just got to feel like the rear end's trying to fall out of it.
oh, it when it like works, when you understand it, it really does work. You know, my old car, my American stock, which is similar to a factory stock for people who aren't here in Bakersfield, you know, it's just stock rear end. You know, and then you get into the sport mod, you know, just like the modified, I think I'm gonna have to check on that. You know, it's a bar car, so you have to get it in, tap the brake. Every person does it different. So I've heard, when I was struggling really bad, like four different racers tried to tell me to race, how to race it, and it's all different. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll try each one. And my dad, he's really good at giving me the dad talks, which I did actually post a video, and it kind of went like semi-viral,
Yes.
where
Yes.
it was he was just explaining it like a dad. He's like, "Don't dump the throttle, dude. Don't do that." Like just talking to me like that, and it just instantly clicked. Like, everything is smoothness. It's not just, stabby brake or stabby gas. It's you got to keep it smooth, and you got to keep it, you got to keep that wheel under you.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because they look so violent and they look so crazy from the stands and from announcing them and like when those cars it looks so erratic, but it's
Yeah.
probably got to be so smooth on the controls just to keep it like somewhat pointed in the right direction.
Oh yeah. So you when you drive it in, you drive it in like you got a little like kind of said it right. And then when you get it going, it really does feel like you're wearing it. And a whole bunch of racers told me that, like, those cars feel like you're wearing it. And I was like, what does that mean? And then I got in it, and I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. Like, I feel like I'm like just floating across that track.
Yeah, so what's the biggest speed difference? Can you feel the big speed difference from
Oh yeah.
American stocks to
Well,
Sport Mod?
here's the thing. Like my American stock, I'll be driving on the straightaway, and I've gone without like earbuds for the receiver and everything, and I don't have an issue with that. Like one time, I was going in practice and I didn't have anything, and my ears just about blew out. Like it like was so loud. I was like, whoa, So there's a big difference there. The chip is, I think American stocks. I don't remember the chip roll, but it's lower than the Sport Mod, so you do get a little bit more power there. Um,
So the chip, you're by the chip you mean the rev limiter.
Yes, the
So,
rev
yeah.
limiter on the GM crate. We have a GM crate in both of them, which they are my sponsors. So it's pretty cool to have that on board and also prop up, the GMC trucks, which, it is a good truck after all. Um, but, just like something as small as that really does give it a lot of horsepower. And of course, it's meant for racing. American stocks, they're like a piece of junk, Cadillac. Like I sometimes I think about like what would the old lady that drove my junker Cadillac think of my car today if she could
She
see
would
it?
love it.
Oh, yeah.
She would be like, "This is everything I wish I could have done with this car. Is just go beat it up, take it to the racetrack, or go take it somewhere and just go have fun with it."
So I totaled my first car, and that thing was awesome, and it was like destroyed to all hell, and that's probably why it did so good. And when me and my dad were dismantling it, I was like, Dad, what if we like tried to put it back together as a street car and went and smogged it? And he was like, Sonny, no. And the next day I went to the junkyard. I thought that would have been so cool. But he's like, no, dude, we don't have time for that.
That would have been epic.
Oh,
Just
but
to like make it street legal and just
yeah.
oh yeah, that would have been and just yeah. I saw. I mean, I did see you one time on one of your posts, and if you guys are not following and like doing all the stuff on Sunny's on all your social media, it is a must see TV.
Thank you.
It is must see. I saw you take the American stock like through a drive through, right?
Oh yeah, Del Taco. We were conveniently, went to the Chewy's car show in Bakersfield, and I was like joking. I was like, I really want to go to Del Taco. And my dad's like, you're gonna get a ticket, dude. And so one of the guys goes up and he says, if you get a ticket, I'll pay for it. So I was like, perfect. So I went. I took that car through there, and like conveniently, like at the same time, our engine builder Bill Lowe pulled up right behind us. I was like, oh look, this is perfect. He's seeing us be ridiculous. So it was really cool, and like I like totally talked to the person in the drive-through, and you could tell that they were not having it at work. Like he did not care at all. He just treated it like, okay, have a nice day.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I'm sure he's just so happy to be there,
Oh
thrilled to be
yeah,
slinging his Del Taco. But I mean, I guarantee everybody that was there for that car show was like, "Oh my gosh, look at Sonny! Look at Sonny!"
I know it was super fun. I wish I could do it again.
So what? So do you guys do a lot of stuff at Chewy's, right? You guys support that quite often.
We do when we know in time and we're in town. Sometimes it's hard because my dad does do his own business, so he does have some stuff going on, and then also I work, and sometimes I don't get home till like 5:30, and if my dad's not available to take the cars out there and get a spot, then we're kind of stuck. But I think the Speedway should definitely do that a lot because I mean, you do get people who are just interested in cars and they see that and then they go out to the races, like I had some little girl come up to me at that and she thought it was so cool and I convinced the parents to go out there and I saw her again the next weekend in the stands. And
That
that's how you get new fans.
absolutely, that's something that you and your dad do as well with like the high school stuff. You guys take the cars to high schools, right?
Oh yeah.
And to junior highs and things like that, and show like a kind of a show and tell for the school.
Yes, we did do that. I think twice. One with my sport mom and one with my sport. Or I'm sorry, the IMCA stock car my dad drives. And one of the little girls actually asked. She goes, How many years of like college do you have to go for to drive this car professionally?" One of the bars to get welded into, so one of the bars to get welded into, so he had to redo that. But
Uh-huh.
you know, it's really cool to see the kids get excited about that. I mean, if I knew about that in high school, dude, I probably would have like swapped schools.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I don't know if I would have swapped schools 'cause I went to East High. I was like third generation East High, but we still had metal shop. We had metal shop and we had wood shop, and I had a '69 Roadrunner back then. That was my high school car. Still have that car.